So my buy is somebody who I've actually been talking about a lot lately, but I couldn't let this one slide and just pivot because I have to, because I want to go through all the details.
Okay.
And that's JJ McCarthy,
What?
The Minnesota Vikings.
Nice.
He's somebody who I've put so many offers out for. I think in 90% of my leagues up for the last couple of weeks, that's the number one player I've been targeting in Superflex leagues is JJ McCarthy. And I've only been able to get him in a couple leagues. I just haven't been able to make it work. And I understand. So JJ McCarthy is the Vikings' former first round pick. He went number 10 overall, and he sat last year because he got hurt in the preseason. So when you look back at him in his preseason, he had 63.5% completion percentage, 7.2 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns. And he's somebody who's known to have a really strong arm. And the weapons he has are unbelievable, right? He has top 5 offense already in a Kevin O'Connell offense. He averaged 30.1 points per game last year, which puts him in the top 5. And you have the weapons out there that, this offense just really runs through. You got Justin Jefferson, 28% target share. Addison, 20%. TJ Hockenson comes in. He'll be fully healthy after this year. And what I really like, because they already had a really good offensive line, 8th overall in pass block win rate. I saw that for, what was that, 2024. What I get really excited about that is they really beefed up the offensive line. Last year, they signed Ryan Kelly and Will Fry. Ryan Kelly, the center, and Fry's the guard from the Colts. And then they used their first-round pick on Donovan Jackson, 24th overall. So McCarthy's going to come in this offense that historically, under Kevin O'Connell, has always had a lot of success. Going back to his time with the Rams, Matt Stafford's best year ever under Kevin O'Connell. We saw him have Jared Goff put up some really good numbers out there as well. The rate he's had here in the Minnesota Vikings, I mean, if you go back to 2023, he had Kirk Cousins, Josh Dobbs, Nick Mullins, Jaron Hall. He still led that to a 5th overall ranked passing offense. That's how good and efficient this offense is. And for me, that's it. Like we talk so many times about, like, it's not just the player's skill set. It's the weapons around him. It's the offensive coordinator. It's the head coach. Like,
it's the scheme.
The scheme means so much. And have a 22-year-old quarterback who we saw in college was an exceptional quarterback, right? Yep. His accuracy, his arm strength.
And dude just did it when it mattered.
Stepped it up, took his team to a national championship. I mean, obviously he knew the plays ahead of time, but listen, hey, do what you got to do, I guess, right? Not a problem. Right now, he is the QB17, the 51st overall in corner ADP.
Let it go, Rich.
Never. Come on, Astros, calm down. So for me, in this offense, I get super excited. And what does Kevin Connell also like to do? He likes to run a lot of RPO, right? If you go back, you got to remember, McCarthy had 632 rushing yards and 10 touchdowns at Michigan. So this is something you can add that 400, 500 yards and a couple more touchdowns on the ground. And that's what really elevates a quarterback. You mentioned Dak Prescott doesn't run as well. What do we love so much about CJ Stroud? It's not he's a bad quarterback. He doesn't rush very often. Right. So if you can add that upside already to a proven offense under Kevin O'Connell, for me, this pass heavy RPO infused is just like so ripe with the weapons he has with that new bolstered offensive line, 2 running backs in Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones. Both can catch the football. Yep. I think JJ McCarthy is in line to, I mentioned his ADP at 57th overall, 51st overall, QB17. I have a feeling that JJ McCarthy is going to enter that elite category where people are going to be thinking about him in the second overall round, not second overall, but second round of startup drafts. Yep. I mean, youth, Kevin O'Connell just got that contract extension. They're super excited about this kid. This is a kid they actually traded up for in that draft as well. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is the epitome of what looks like an overpay today is an underpay tomorrow kind of trade. These are the ones that I get real excited about. And you try to find these guys a couple, every single year, identify those guys. Okay. Even though people like this player, he's not easy to get. I'm willing to pay face value, thinking it's going to be a bargain 12 months from now. And I really believe that JJ McCarthy is going to be that player for the 2025 season.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good long-term buy. Obviously, this is the type of guy that we always talk about targeting as far as high draft pick, didn't have any sort of rookie season. So there is a bit of a dip here before they actually get their, feet underneath them in the NFL and we see real stuff on them. Sure. So yeah, I think that could very well be a huge boom, especially in tight end, obviously Superflex tight end premium type of stuff. You could get him now for one price and it could be double next year pretty easily.
And I think that's the most alluring part about him. Like in your drafts or even trading, you want players, and that's why older guys come cheaper. You want players that can gain value.
Yep.
You do it like you do stocks. You want assets that are going to continue to gain value. Older players tend to not, but sometimes that's why you can get them at so cheap and they can help you win a ship. But with these young guys, with his youth, with his offense, the sky is definitely the limit. So I'm really curious to see how all of this plays out this season. He's obviously got the receiving weapons. I don't even know that we've talked much about that with all of, the coach and all that. You also have the best wide receiver in football. You've got one of the better number 2 wide receivers in Jordan Addison. And you've got TJ Hockenson, who's a very, very good tight end. So very legitimate receiving options. These other teams are like, we just love for them to have a second. Well, he's got 3.
Yep.
So
and a good pass catching running back, at least one.
Yep. Absolutely.
So there is a lot there to like, and this could be one of those, CJ Stroud type of ADP jumps from his rookie season when he came in at one point, and then by the end of it, he was quarterback 3.
Just hopefully he doesn't do what he did
right.
following
Obviously,
season.
No, I'm just talking about the ADP jump
Sure.
there in his rookie
from
season
his first year. Yeah,
because
Great recent example.
yeah, he doesn't. He obviously didn't have a rookie season, so this is essentially it for him. So
And if he has the opportunity, man, to like get to that leap, right? Like kind of to CJ Stroud leap to 3 overall. I mean, what a massive ADP jump. I mean, once you hit that category, that opens the door. Like again, even there's an opportunity of buying a player, like, and you're even okay at that position because what can it set up for the future, right? Either keep that player or you trade that player. But that's the kind of player that opens the doors to the Justin Jeffersons, the Jamar Chase, the Bijan Robinsons, the Brock Bowers. Like when you have that asset you're able to move, then that's a massive win. And sometimes it's just you're making one trade just to make another trade to kind of set yourself up for success down the road.